A couple things. You mentioned that there were some sports, baseball players who were involved in the early years of La Salle and actually your work at Clark Park. Tell us about that.
Okay, my favorite one was Humberto Chico Fernandez, who had already been famous in Brooklyn before he came to the Tigers. He played shortstop for the Tigers. So we were on the La Salle board together with Lucy Adriano. And he not only stopped there, but we had a third baseman at Western High School that was pretty good. His name was Naif Beydoun, one of the few Arabic kids that we had in sports. And he always wanted more help, and he'd come to my house and say, Mr. G, can you pitch batting practice? And it'd just be the two of us. He'd have a bucket of 20 baseballs, and I'd throw baseballs to him until my arm was falling off. And he'd hit them out, and then we'd have to go out and gather and put them back in the bucket, bring them back. So this guy had a nickname of Boo Boo from watching Yogi Bear and Boo Boo Bear. And his mother gave him the nickname Boo Boo, so we all called him Boo Boo. So he wanted to become a better hitter, so I introduced him to Chico Fernandez at Clark Park. And Chico grabbed his arm, and this guy was also a weightlifter and the quarterback on the football team. And he called him Boom Boom. He said, hey, Boom Boom. I said, no, Chico, it's Boo Boo. He said, no, Boom Boom. And later on, this fellow went on to Wayne State, and he's in their Hall of Fame now as being the best slugger that they've had in the school's history. So Chico was right, he was Boom Boom. And one day Chico brought Tony Taylor, who was then playing second base for the Tigers, and Chico had retired, but both being Cuban, they were very tight, good friends. So anyway, he bring Tony Taylor to Clark Park, and Tony worked with Naif Beydoun, Boom Boom, teach him how to put the boom in the ball. And who knows, that might have been a contributing factor to Naif Beydoun going into the Wayne State Hall of Fame because of his slugging prowess. And we had other Detroit Tigers, Aurelio Rodriguez, one of the nicest people that I've ever met, that tragically died right there in the barrio, trying to do good things, coming back because he lived, now he was in Arizona and Sinaloa in northern Mexico, his home. But he came back to help the kids because he never forgot. This is way after he retired. And it was just a tragic accident that happened in the barrio. That he was run over by a car, and, dragged under the car. It's a horrible way, to die. He's only 52 years old. We had another tragedy from the school. One of the few kids that ever made it to the professional baseball out of Western High School was Todd Cruz. And Todd had played with 6 different teams over a 6-year period in the major leagues. But he made his mark, I guess, or his fame with the Baltimore Orioles in '83 when they played in the World Series and they won it, so they were world champs. But unfortunately, his habits brought him down, and he deserves more credit than what he gets in the community, but a lot of people that knew him personally don't want him to get any credit. But he deserves the credit, because after all, that's a long ways to go to the major leagues. Just like Panchito went to the major leagues of the big bands. How many kids ever get like that chance?
And to win a World Series.
That's right.